That bell starts tag team action here on Houston Wrestling. And the man who just threw that random swing was Jerry Oates. He's part of the team of Oates and Oates, Jerry and Marty. And Rick Ferreira, the referee, is trying to tell him to pay attention to the man in the ring. So the dark haired young gentleman who was going for a leg dive that time was Jerry Oates. The man you see outside the ring is Doug Vines, and his partner is Art Cruz. You see him in the background with the light trunks on. We'll try to keep them separated for you, although it may be difficult to separate them at all. The Oates boys have worked together in many tag team events and have really created their own style, their own way of taking care of things out in that ring. Now Vines and Cruz will probably have to work some strategy that has not been tried too often, and then you get wrestlers wrestling as individuals instead of tag team partners. There's a great deal of difference between going in there by yourself and doing what you want to do and going in there to try to make things just right so that your partner can be of great help to you. So the blonde is Doug Vines. He's a tough character. He's a pretty supercilious individual who knows what he wants out of life. The twist on the arm makes things tough. And Oates stays in close, keeps that arm straight, keeps the pressure on, keeps bending the wrist, turning it. It's a one fall match. And in comes brother Marty Oates. So we switch crops here, but I'll tell you, we're going to get just the same kind of action because both these fellows have their same principles, the same things in view, and they're willing to sacrifice to help each other. Good shoulder butt by Marty Oates that time. Now, both the Oates boys will be in next Friday night's huge two-ring battle royal here in the Sam Houston Coliseum. That will be the final match on an 8-match card, and that final match means that 20 men start, and the one man that remains in the ring after the riotous action of 20 people, that one man gets $20,000, and it can inspire a lot of mayhem, I'll tell you. But the Oates boys will be in there to cooperate with each other. They'll probably have a step ahead because as brothers, they are going to go back to back to protect themselves. So Marty tags out, Jerry comes in, and Jerry is ready to pursue him. Jerry next week, next Friday night here in the Coliseum, will face Big John Studd. And Big John is a tough customer. He has done extremely well in New York in recent weeks. He comes here with a lot of wins to his credit. Listen to the noise here as these fans get on Cruz and Vines on the outside. Next Friday night's tag team match will be the main event. The super special event will follow that main event. We'll have the Junkyard Dog and Hacksaw Jim Duggan teaming together against Hacksaw Butch Reed and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Anvil is power, and so is Butch Reed. Plenty of it. That will be next Friday night's massive tag team event, and all four of those fellows go into the final event to battle for the $20,000. There's the shoulder, and he put it in there well, and Jerry Oates starts bouncing around there in good fashion to get out of the way, and he made use of the moves that he made. There's the touch. In comes brother Marty, and they swing around, and Jerry made a quick move that time when he turned Cruz over to his brother. He went right around and stood shotgun to make sure that Doug Vines didn't come bouncing into that ring. 5 minutes have gone by in this tag team event from the Coliseum in Houston. And as Oates takes that arm and works the arm bar against the elbow, he does a good job of it. Now Marty Oates and Jerry Oates will both be in that two-ring battle royal, but so will a lot of people. The missing link, and King Cobra, Jeff Sword. A lot of names, a lot of talent, and a lot of big stars like Junkyard Dog and Hacksaw Duggan, Magnum TA. Dusty Rhodes will be here. Dusty can smell money from a long distance, and $20,000 prize money for the American Dream will do a lot of things that he wants to do. The guy everybody will watch out for will be Mr. Wrestling 2. You'll see all the stars next Friday night here in the Coliseum. So I would suggest that you get your tickets early at 1919 Caroline or Ticketmaster, and that you get the better choice of seats, but be here under all circumstances. Be here, and our matches start at 8 o'clock at night in the Coliseum. So Vines denies having done anything that he shouldn't do, but he always does that, and he always does things he shouldn't do. So Jerry Oates ready to fire that if he can, and Vines took advantage of him that time, and the referee has the feeling that he's been taken. The quick switch, there's the turn, the pressure on the arm, and the touch. And Jerry Oates, Marty Oates rather, it's Marty in there now, and he put a stopper to him that time. On our side, we could see it. I better get back and say that's Jerry Oates again, or I'm going to be in trouble. I can't tell my Oates. Cheery Oates, maybe. So Jerry Oates is still in there, and his arm is being worked on by Art Cruz. There's a nice throw. Now Cruz is a switch hitter. Sometimes the fans like him, sometimes they don't, but he just does what he thinks is important in that ring in order to win the match. Outside of that, he doesn't care what people think. So Oates doing the throwing. He let it go and caught him solidly. So Doug Vines is on the receiving end, and the fans are glad to see it. Hip lock. Oh, man, he bounced him hard. And as Vines managed to ooze his way out, you see the front headlock, and Marty Oates comes bearing down on it. And I made the transition from Jerry Oates to Marty Oates smoothly that time. The rollover, and Vines underneath. When his shoulders get close, he starts to come alive and to squirm his way out of there. So as Marty stays in close, Doug Vines reaches down there, looks for that leg, starts to pull it, and then decides he's not going to get it. And in the background, Art Cruz is shouting about a stranglehold, and here comes Jerry Oates to add some emphasis to it, and Cruz just skedaddled back to his corner as quickly as he could. Ooh, that hurt. That's tough. Those turnbuckles are padded, but they're only padded to prevent contact with the steel, but they are rigid and they are hard and they are able to damage you. Now the fans start to get behind Marty Oates, root for him, and he caught one that time. And that doubling up that he's suffering right now is a difficult thing. 10 minutes have gone by. There is the slam, and with Cruz on top, almost anything could happen. Crotch hold again, and the slam again, and a hard one. Tell you, you're going to see more body slams next Friday night here in the Coliseum than you've ever seen, especially in that two-ring battle royal. There comes a driving knee. He timed that magnificently. He came driving in there and blasted him apart that time. And Cruz hopes to come out of that with, no, he's not going to come out of it with it. He was hoping to come out of it that time with a pin. Front headlock. Notice he's got the arm in there. And it's a matter of preference, but this, of course, almost negates a chokehold, because with that arm stuck in there, it makes it difficult to stop the flow of breath. Now you saw what Cruz was doing. He was reaching under there with his hand and trying to slip that hand in against the throat and under the chin. Rick Ferreira watching closely. He's got his eye in there. The crowd starts to pound away and to get behind their favorite. Jerry Oates has gone crazy in the corner. He wants to get in there. His brother's in trouble, and he can't make it. Hard smashing elbow, and Cruz is going to set him up this time, and set him up good. Oh, that's a bad landing. And there are a few good ones, and there's another bad one. And that one reacts against Cruz for sure. Here comes Jerry Oates, and as Jerry comes in, he's full of fire. The crowd's full of fire. They're behind him, and they roars in there to smash against them. And now in comes Doug Vines. So we've got Jerry Oates with plenty to pop, and he roars into his brother to come into the ring, and they try to set him up. They're going to try to smash them together if they can. The signals were given. So we've got all four going. Well, you're seeing 4 in the ring now. Imagine seeing 20 men next Friday night. 20 men in the same ring starting the two-ring battle royal. Yes. And then you'll see the same thing in ring number 2 when they're thrown over the top rope and into ring number 2. So Cruz is down. They're going for the pin, and they're going for the spinning toe hold. Trouble for Art Cruz as Jerry Oates puts it to him. There's the bell, and Marty Oates kept things right where they belonged.
The winner of the match in 13 minutes and 15 seconds, Marty and Jerry Oates.
So that's it. There are the winners, the Oates brothers.